How important is a premium domain name to a small business today?
Critical, absolutely critical. Um, you know, Domain names are your storefront. There's a reason why people pay, $25,000, $50,000 a month to rent a storefront on Fifth Avenue in New York. It's because they're getting, high value clients, highly targeted traffic walking in front of their storefront. The woman that's shopping for a Gucci handbag is walking down Fifth Avenue in New York. And the same applies online. Owning an exact match keyword domain name, you're going to bring in highly targeted traffic from the get-go. As soon as you open your store, you're going to have shoppers coming in your front door. It's essential. The cost, in my opinion, and I say this all the time, I think that, we're in the infancy of the internet. And I think that, domain name values as they are today, despite the fact that many people think, oh my gosh, that's so much money for a domain name. Well, in my opinion, I think that domain values are still a fraction of what they, should be relative to their power to get customers. It's priceless. I mean, if you're selling running shoes, you can't own a better domain name than runningshoes.com. From the first day that you open the door, people know what you're selling, and if they're looking for running shoes, they're going to come in your store. From the SEO value of, the competitive advantage of getting onto page one and getting into that first or second or third position in Google for those exact match keywords, to the type-in traffic, to just the list goes on and on about the intangible benefits of an exact match keyword domain name.
What about search engine optimization, SEO? Is it possible to invest in that and kind of achieve the same benefits as an exact match keyword domain name?
So absolutely. I mean, you can spend a tremendous amount of money on SEO and SEM, getting into those top 3 spots in Google, and not have that exact match keyword domain name. But like I said, you're going to spend a tremendous amount of money doing that to compensate for not having the exact match keyword domain name. If you look at any of the most competitive verticals online, insurance, online education, mortgages, credit, bad credit, credit cards, what you're going to find is that the majority of the domain names showing up in the highest positions are exact match keyword domains. And it's because the people in those competitive verticals realize the competitive advantage of the exact match keyword domain. And assuming that all the players in those verticals, have large budgets and are using apples to apples SEO talent to get them to those top ranked positions, the magic bullet is the exact match keyword domain. And despite what Andy Wall or anybody else in the SEO world wants to say about what's coming with Google, I think exact match keyword domain names are always going to have an advantage when it comes to SEO. It makes sense. It makes sense that the exact match keyword domain is going to be providing the most relevant content to the person searching for that content, and everything else being apples to apples. And so yes, I mean, you can spend, the sky's the limit when it comes to SEO and SEM, but your cost. So if you're Joe's Auto Repair, okay, you're going to spend, I don't know exact numbers, but you're going to spend 3 or 4 times the money in SEO and SEM to get into that top spot for auto repair as the guy that owns autorepair.com. And to buy autorepair.com is going to be a significant sum of money, but it's a one-time expense. The money that you're going to spend on SEO and SEM is an ongoing, every single month, for as long as you want to hold that position, you're going to have to continue to pay that SEO and SEM expense. And it's going to be a significant expense. It's not, a few $100s. It's several $1,000s. All the way up to some of these big corporations in competitive verticals are spending $50,000, $100,000 a month or more